but for now it looks like it is the same draft. There's Maokai. On the opposite end, Ashe Varus should come through. And then we'll see what IG's final pick will be. Expectation is I don't think it's a complete redraft, and by the looks of some of the players' faces on the camera, it does look like it's just going to be a redraft as coaches are just running through picks. And yeah, seems to be the case. That will be just a redraft.
So it gives us a little bit of time here while we're speed picking through all of these to kind of zone back into this this matchup in particular, especially with how the differences in what these double ADC bot lanes have wrought. I think Top Esports definitely missing that Pyke Ziggs combo from game number 1 a little bit, but they've opted into these double ADC matchups down here and really giving a lot of onus to the rest of the map on both sides.
Yeah, double AD matchup, and just generally IG giving this prio to the side lanes, I think just makes sense for them when they've got Dub in the mid lane, who's always going to be able to kind of weather the storm, right? I think game 2 is a perfect case study for that, where even though he wasn't really able to have a lot of impact on the Kassadin for a very, very long time, once he hit that power mark at the level 16 and everything else, they were very, very happy to move. As again, with the side lane priority, I'm very curious to see how Top Esports are actually going to go about things, as it's actually the Heimerdinger that they locked in this time around. So I wonder if there was maybe some kind of issue. Yeah, there must have been some kind of issue.
We still have not gotten an update from our official side to tell us what's happening. So we're with you here, audience. We're having a great date night here on Valentine's Day. Hopefully one of these days we'll understand what exactly went down, but maybe it won't even matter in the end, as this is a spicy pick, and Yone locked in for IG.
It's a first time on stage this split for Dove Yone here, and that's super exciting into this Jayce. I am very, very much looking forward to how this one's going to unfold in the mid lane. Yeah, goodness me. I mean, it's side laning through the wazoo, really, if they want to take it. Both Yone and Fiora scale excellently as duelists on the side lane, and with a pick like Elise as well to facilitate some of that, it's going to be really, really interesting to see how they want to actually play out the side lanes, but also how Top Esports are going to want to try and respond. I think they're going to have to need early dragons to be picked up so that they can try.
Has been something that IG Top Esports have come into with reckless abandon, and both these teams would go on to further win streaks. As we crest into game number 3 here, IG looking for a little bit of early blood.
Indeed, the top side invade.
So
loud.
We did finally get an update.
Okay.
So apparently On reported a wrong champ pick after the next pick had occurred. So he had already picked his champ, and then I guess the next pick came through. So unfortunately for them, they're not offering a remake of the pick. So I guess maybe this is a little bit of a change for IG. Don't know necessarily what that's gonna rot for the picks here. But I'm very, very much seeing how this kind of competition is now played out, knowing that information for IG.
Huh. Interesting. Okay. Well,
maybe not their first choices. I don't remember what pick the 4th one was for On. Was it the Elise?
It was the Elise.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting that came from the
Or
side
maybe
of
it
IG.
was On's pick. We have a little bit of not like super detailed information, just getting a little bit of the head down of it. But now we got to look at this bot lane like we had put so much focus on. The early parts could be a little difficult, and that trading forth is going to be good for both sides. I like that Mark is back on something that can set up for JackeyLove a little bit more so.
Absolutely, and Heimerdinger Jhin, one of those very, very irritating duos to deal with. Poke. So much damage as well, especially in the sort of mid-game where you get the empowered grenade, long-range W, and then curveball comes in. It just feels really obnoxious to deal with. And Heimerdinger just deals too much damage as well, doesn't he? To be honest with you. We'll see how Mark wants to pilot it, and how he will be able to pilot it. As this is also the other matchup I'm really keeping my eyes on. QingTian, he's been a rock up here. YSKM in the mid-game has really come alive and been a force to be reckoned with on the side lane. Pretty much every game so far. Picking up the Fiora, a lot of priority on it as well, right? Even when I feel like it necessarily has been, I don't want to say out of place, but maybe a little bit too forced at times. Still very happy to go for it. And now you can see Gideon moving up towards the top side. The wave's in a bit of an awkward spot here for QingTian, but he has a ward, and I think the immediate backing up just kind of signals to Gideon that there's some information there available. Now the gank is perhaps a little bit too forced as he will now make his way down towards the mid lane instead.
A little bit of side point here, though. As Dove, this is his second competitive Yone, is on 100% win rate already. So nicely picked for them. They'll finally engage on the Rookie. Rookie getting very, very low. Not going to find first blood as Gideon dodging out of that tower shot with the rappel on Tian.
Yeah, that cocoon connected. Really nice sidestep from Rookie just to ensure that he doesn't get locked down by that. He would have died. No cleanse, don't forget teleport. So as soon as that happens, he is gone up. QingTian. Oh, wow, yeah, 8 a tower
Both
shot.
flashes.
And You Should Know Me was more than happy to try and pounce on that opportunity, but that's both flashes down. See how Top Esports potentially react to this. Again, I really want to see IG try and force forward these solo lanes to get their individual leads and then be able to play out the side lanes. I think on the bottom side of the map, Arn and Wink should be able to, you know, sort of hold down the fort in that kind of matchup. And even if JackeyLove and Mark get to kind of scale up for free, it shouldn't really matter too much, so long as they don't give over too many early dragons. I think that's the other big condition that Top Esports need to be monitoring, picking up those dragons early so they can try and force these solo laners down to team fight when they might necessarily want to try and be on the side lanes.
And that anything early that IG can get is going to pay dividends for them. And you can see Gideon wanting to get proactive. Not going to really find much in the jungle side of Tian over here bot lane, but was circling around bot lane just in case they could get a dive. They will spot out Tian on his blue side and maybe Gideon looking mid now.
Yeah, again, return play here. Dove not going to be able to stick on to Rookie. And with Rookie going into Fog of War, kind of concerned perhaps that Gideon, or rather Tian, is waiting in the wings. Not quite willing to take a 2v2 on those grounds, so they just back away. That wave will be crashed in as I think Mark watered the cannon and made JackeyLove miss it there. I'm not gonna lie. Quite funny.
That's a little bit of a feels bad moment. Mark needs his goal too, okay?
It's -1 either way. That's what I say.
Now we see, as Dragon has spawned on the Rift, we didn't see as much priority there last time around, but I think with Gideon on the Elise, we will see that pick up in tempo. He is actually pushing down towards this top side of the map, though. See if he goes in. Rookie doing a great job of dealing with Dove early on. The level 6 is definitely going to make a difference for Dove. He's going in for a nice little trade, but Dove backing away immediately.
Yeah, see, I feel like Dove is okay doing that, though, because he's got teleport, probably wants the base and just pick up boots. Something like that. If he's got the gold for it, tier 2s, usually a rush, but he doesn't actually have enough gold. So it looks like it would be tier 1 and a reset back into the base, or lane rather, so he's not going to miss out on too much. Still Rookie getting the better end of that trade, 100%. And I want to continue to see IG force those plays though, through Gideon, and like you also mentioned, no force play onto the dragon just yet. Oh, Wink.
Wink, no! He's going to get first blood here, no doubt. He goes down instantly, and Tian on the board for Top Esports.
That's just rough. Top Esports reading the return back to the bottom side now. The counter play will be on this top side dive. You've got a massive stacked wave here. Gideon and Dove, and no flash on QingTian. He might have Dominus, but I don't know if he's going to be able to get out of this.
Gonna need to try to pop it here. Does it even? As, yeah, that's a nice execution from IG as a response. Why is Game taking a couple extra tower shots? There should be some turret plates going over as well.
Yeah, a really, really nice play. And this is what we want to see, these three syncing up on a play. And that was an excellent
he wasn't even
as well.
level 6. He didn't have the dominance.
Oh, he didn't. Yeah, you're right. Never mind. We're almost 7 minutes into the game, so I was like, yeah, he's got level 6, but the wave was so big, he just didn't have level 6 yet. Really excellent then from IG. Amazing timing just to ensure that it's very, very free. And the Dragon was taken by Top Esports on the bottom side. So again, that's going to be a very core condition to try and force IG into some team fights perhaps that they want to try and leave until later on into the game where, you know, Dove has 2.5 items and you can try and find these really, really irritating flank angles to deal with. Same thing for YSKM. So Top really want to try and continue stacking these, and IG want to try and respond. There's a lot of damage thrown onto Mark, but no capitalization from Wink as they both just kind of take a step back.
There's going to be some trading back and forth here. We do see, though, that Tian is hovering down this lane. Maybe he's making his way back towards mid lane, try to help out. But again, the onus is on Gideon here on the Elise to get active on the map. He is just going back for a little bit of farming here. Has fallen down in the farm department because of trying to be proactive, but it needs to continue. And you have Rift Herald now on the board, and I would expect IG to try to push the tempo with it.
Well, absolutely. Gideon looking for a play here. Dove doesn't have Fate sealed, and Tian is also on the opposite side of the wall. They will see him walk into the river. And just know that it's time to back away as JackeyLove looking for a bit of damage. Maybe would have opened up the curtain if he felt as if he had lethal for it. As Top Esports now will pick up the Heralds. That's going to be both objectives early on secured by them. And IG had an answer to the Dragon, but they definitely won't have an answer to this Herald. This is a very free objective for Top Esports to get. And curious to see where they want to use it. I expect to the bottom side of the map, just because it feels like that's the one place where they're getting a lot of priority. Mid lane as well, very, very big to try and pick up when there's not really too much wave clear on a team, like IG's draft. Going towards that mid lane to try and break up so you can get constant first move on the side lane is also very, very powerful. Oh, hello.
Can be able to get the grand challenge out onto QingTian. Going a little bit back into YSKM though with that dominance stacking up though. He steps back up and Gideon is here to respond to a very aggressive, big crocodilian. Dodging out of that cocoon though feels bad, man. IG just get a little bit of stabilization in topside for YSKM.
Just a little bit, just to put a little bit of pressure off his shoulders as Gideon just covering potentially a dive. I think he's worried about on to YSKM. Nothing will come of it though. The back away will just come through. So I feel like Top Esports very happy about this sequence of play.
9 minute and 30-second demonic embrace for Tian back on the map. Now YSKM, he's in some trouble.
Oh,
Repulsed,
no.
it doesn't matter. QingTian flexing yet again onto YSKM.
Yeah, he couldn't figure out when to get that riposte down. QingTian just waits it out. He's got more health to work with. Very, very easy. It's really nice. I think he gets the first auto in. I think he just baits YSKM into expecting the W to come out, holds onto it, finds that solo kill real nice from QingTian. And, you know, that's kind of putting a stamp on the authority of this side lane, and also one of the win conditions, it feels like team conditions, it feels like IG will always work towards. Now, Gideon, you'd expect, is maybe going to make a repay visit up there to try and set things straight, as we're probably going to get a replay of the solo kill itself. And see what we're talking about here.
Heads up play. It's so good here, QingTian.
It's this auto here, you would expect, it's kind of like muscle memory, right? Auto into W, auto reset, but he just doesn't W. And as soon as YSKM uses the riposte, he's dead.
And that's showing
really nice.
some of that great kind of rock in the top lane presence that you were talking about earlier. QingTian fights fighters with fighters, but he ain't gonna let you rule that map. We've seen YSKM run top laners up and down the map over and over again. That's why he's made such a big name for himself. But QingTian in this series, besides a little bit of that side lane pressure last game, he has been so strong against YSKM.
Yep, that's why they brought him in. And he's continuing to show.
Well, he's got the start over Wayward as well.
Yeah, exactly. Why he's got that start over Wayward. His dub can get chunked out. There's the Herald in the mid lane. Spoke about how with not so much wave clear, that Herald drop in the mid lane is going to be good, and now that topside matchup's getting worse. The mid lane's getting his Herald shoved in. There's a lot of plates going over. And IG find themselves 2,000 gold down, just off pretty much lane difference in plates so far. So they, need to find an answer very, very soon. Every member, with the exception of Mark, is ahead of every member of Top Esports, and now a play's coming onto the bottom side as well.
Continue to find more as they get winked. The dancing grenade hits onto On. A fourth shot will seal his fate. It's double kill to JackeyLove at Top Esports. They are off to the races against an early composition that IG have picked.
Yeah, and it's just from top to bottom, right? It's top side play, solo kill. Mid lane play, you lose a couple of plates and the Herald gets dropped.
Man.
That's why this play ends up going so sour. A bit of a trade beforehand. Chains of Corruption not available on that dive as well. And that's how it ends up unfolding, and off the back of Tian using the play mid, just rotates down to the bottom side. Easy as you'd like. Now that's 2 dragons to the good of Top Esports. And this game for IG is starting to fall apart very quickly.
So that's where I do want to get into the nitty-gritty that YSKM in the side lane will have later on, but especially Dove on this Yone. I think that's where a big amount of that late game potential can come from. But I'm wondering how worth that's going to be with so much control across every lane, it feels like, for TES now.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like TES, when they've got these kind of leads, usually they don't fumble them, usually. And I feel like, again, so long as they're quite clinical about how they play out, I think specifically the next 10 minutes of this game is going to be very, very crucial. If IG can try and close the gold gap and then, you know, of course, get Dove and YSKM to a point where they actually get their core items, they'll be fine. But as you can see, QingTian is doing this by himself, right? This is just him saying,
definitely
yeah, I've got back up.
now, though.
Kind of. He's overextending now, but still you can see how confident he is to step up like this. And he's gonna
the cocoon. Tian wants to get a kill back. YSKM. Oh my god! Tian is taking a 1v3 and he gets a kill back on a Gideon.
Dude, you just got 1v3 this guy. It's not, it's a 1v3
Bring
again.
them all! Godzilla is in front of you as QingTian wants to take out On.
No way!
Hungry Croc! And he's coming for all the blood as Wink chases him down, but he can't get him. The fate seal from Dove. He's able to secure it, but it leads to Dove getting locked down and Dove going down to Rookie. It is a snowball from the deepest regions of hell, and IG have no way to fight the fire.
QingTian is a monster, and again he proves why he's so valuable to this top esports side. We're joking, saying, you know what, maybe he is overextended. He turns it around in the 2v1, and even in the 3v1, he manages to find another kill once his cooldowns come back up. And, you know, I'm saying, yeah, he's just joking with the idea. He's kind of just feigning that he has members here. Cocoon goes wide, and as soon as that goes wide, all of a sudden, YSKM, he can't get the procs on the Grand Challenge to get the healing. The empowered Ruthless Predator comes down, and Gideon can do nothing about that much damage. The re-engage eventually comes through from Dove and On. The issue is, his cooldowns are back up, right? QingTian just one-shots.
That was ended up being a 5v1, by the way.
Yeah, it's a 5v1. Help! The Avengers are in my lane! So QingTian is basically saying that eventually he gets some backup. And they do clean up top esports. Oh, man! What a play from the top lane up. And QingTian,
what a statement, man. I'm just going to say, I mean, we've seen it. Top laners have a hit on YSKM. Everybody wants to take this man down. And QingTian is the one that stands tall in the face of Yushidomi.
My god. And we did say this would also be a bit of a test for Yushidomi. He's gone through a couple of strong top laners, but QingTian has really been, you know, proving how strong he is and why he was brought in. And has honestly more than done his job in lane to YSKM, right? I think it's more been about how IG play the mid game that's caught top esports off guard as a whole, as IG are kind of trying to death brush this out, but top esports are kind of
they don't know how many members are here.
Yeah, they don't know that Mark is also
okay,
here.
They're going in, but my god, they took so much damage at the end of that. Fate Seal comes out as Gideon is just gunned down by JackeyLove. Sniper in the bushes, you gotta watch out as 2 more kills fall. And there is no hope, maybe a light at the end of the tunnel, but it is fading fast for IG.
Yeah, and I fear that IG might not be looking so competitive in the rest of this game. After that play, they look for it, and I'd say a swing and a miss, but I'm not sure it was much a swing in the first place. Does Ashe land?
Setting it up here. QingTian still tanking it up. He said, you've done this before. Are you sure you want to relive this experience? As QingTian wants to go back in. Change the corruption though, and that's the CC that you need to take down the big monster Croc.
But it still takes 3 members and 3 ults of IG just to take down QingTian on a side lane where he nearly gets home free. If he had the flash, he could have just flashed and changed the corruption, he would have been out. So still, even though IG pick up the play that expends so many resources, that it's going to mean they give up this 3rd dragon, as we really need to see a slow-mo replay of Dove missing 2 members now from the wall. I'm not sure we did, but
our replay observers love putting these things out.
yeah, ultimate clips onto Gideon. W has to be sidestepped by Dove, and because of that, he has to walk back into the members of Top Esports. Very happy to clean him up. Yeah, that dragon goes over to Top Esports. Early soul on the menu, 100%. 6, 8, 7, 8,000 gold lead for Top Esports now. IG, I'd say they're in deep waters, but...
Jamada, I have an apology to make. I have an apology.
Okay.
All right?
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
I said I didn't want to see the JackeyLove Jhin. And I
Jhin.
should have never doubted my boy Jhin. But let alone doubt JackeyLove. As I speak about a casting person, but he doesn't get engaged on.
Okay.
I think this comp from TES is just putting on the pressure. No brakes to be seen. It's all gas. QingTian taking another one in the side lane. Dove, you have no chance. QingTian just racking up the solo polos and on. One more shot, not going to go his way. Gideon is the forefront of that one. Tian flashes forward for the kill. This should be the death knell of IG.
Yep, this is going to be a very, very fast game. I don't think Top Esports is going to end on this push, but that's a pre-20-minute inhibitor being taken by Top Esports, and IG, I think, have swung their course in this series. Unfortunately, Game 3, they've fallen a little bit short. We'll see. I've seen crazier things happen in the LPL, but a comeback looks pretty unlikely here as we get a replay of the 1v1. And yeah, Dove just doesn't really stand a chance when QingTian is this far ahead. He only has the W initially. It comes back off cooldown, I want to say. And you get the empowered Ruthless Predator through the shield. Don't forget the empowered W of Renekton does remove shield, so Dove actually doesn't even really have a shield poke in that 1v1. Feels bad, man. Yeah, just a lot of poke damage. 472 on an 80% HP target in Gideon. That's a lot of damage coming out of Jhin.
I think he was actually trying to go for YSKM right there as well. Ooh, we get a little play here. Double CC chain.
Okay.
There is a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel when you get a combo like that. It was a lot of ultis, but it works.
All right. 6 more of those, and then
maybe 8.
Maybe 8, and then I'm feeling good. Then I'm like, you know what? Yeah, they might have a chance. We'll see. It's still a very nice pick to just break up a little bit of tempo here from Top Esports. I feel like even without Mark, however, they'll be very comfortable to step forward and just gain control here of the top side. And let's not forget that Dragon spawns in 2.5 minutes time, and that will be Soul, which IG right now, frankly, are just not set up to deal with. They do not have the gold or the items right now to step forward into Top Esports' territory, so they're going to have to be very, very cautious, and I expect they'll likely try and give it up. Otherwise, if they try and take a fight around that, I expect the game will end very shortly after.
Yeah, I mean, there's such big item differentials.
Okay.
You get rookies flash out, setting Shinji Crystal Arrow being on such a low cooldown. Changing Corruption is now coming up as well, but QingTian has already been pushing topside and TS are collapsing.
Top Esports just dotting the I's, crossing the T's here, going lane to lane, picking up towers. They'll even maybe try and siege on the back end of this play as they send forward Nature's Grasp. Ooh, that's
YSKM trying to block some of those shots there on. So that's a back off. Oh, TP. Dove is behind.
Do they really
Don't know
want this,
if they
man?
can do anything about this.
You know what? Give me a 5-man basic. Oh, they're taking away the wave.
All right. I like it. I like it.
He's dipping back into
out of this one. 5 Vivers here. You have the wolves on the edge of the forest that are IG trying to find it into the herd of TES. They will protect their own, and they will make it out.
They can hear the howls, but how afraid are they? I think the answer is not so much. Actually,
Esports is going into the bear pit now. All right.
Yeah. I think I will say, if they go into the Baron, they do set themselves up.
QingTian.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God. Run away from the croc.
Oh,
he's coming from the swamp.
Oh, he's got the chickens. He's got the chickens. He can use the dash.
No. Oh, he gets the Chains of Corruption back there as well. Then stopped for just a moment, but he is not going to be stopped for long. Dove gets the trade back, but QingTian takes down the back line.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if Dove's able to assassinate JackeyLove. No one can deal with QingTian. There's supers on the Nexus towers already. 22 minutes in. And Top Esports, they're looking to try to capitalize on this, but the minions do get cleared away, which is huge, so they might have to just settle for mid lane, but they've got another wave right here. I think they want to either end the game Yeah, they want to end the game. They don't want to stay here.
That ain't gonna be it. The test has been failed by IG. They will not take down the legends, the legacy of IG in rookie JackeyLove, but it is a moment's breath for them to finish out of the map. Top Esports have just been in complete dominance here. Almost 12,000 gold in the lead.
Oh my. IG have just been destroyed in this game 3, haven't they? First game, quite interesting from the Top Esports perspective. Very much their side. I think the draft had a lot to do with it. Game number 2, IG a little more docile in the mid game once Top Esports had a little more control, but this game 3 has been all about Top Esports and all about QingTian on this top side, causing so much mayhem. And in this team fight there in the back line, what is IG supposed to do about that 2-iron Renekton? So many resistances so early on into the game, so much damage so early on in a team fight this. It doesn't matter if Dub finds a good target. The rest of IG just can't capitalize on it. So Top Esports still full control here as trying to find a little bit of focus to QingTian.
QingTian might not be the one that you want to go on there. Dub is just going all out, but he has left Gideon to die. And JackeyLove is putting his mark here. He goes in with the Fade Seal. Dub trying to take down 2, but they are taken out themselves. We got 1 by 1. They're falling like dominoes right now. And IG desperation has reigned, and chaos is their point. It is a finishing touch from Top Esports. A dominant 2-1 victory over IG. And again, the stability from Top Esports. They'll cement themselves at the top of the table.
Excellent series from Top Esports. Even the game 2, despite losing it, could argue played out the first, 5-ish minutes well enough. They certainly played the first 25 minutes and the only 25 minutes of this game more than well enough.
That man
take down
there.
IG.
Take that big old strut. I want to see all the confidence. He just took down YSKM. He was able to shut down YSKM a lot of the time in this series. Yes, game 2 didn't go his way as much, but it was the approach from Top Esports that stands out so much. They had a tried and true game plan to fight and combat this fiery IG roster, and it's up to them to execute, and they did just that.
Yep, they shut